So the brokerage are there, they have been governed and they have been regulated. And for you to get within with the broker, you have to know exactly how the broker has been regulated. Number one, that's the key important. The T and C are there. Terms and conditions apply. If it's always there, we have been seeing it, right? If terms and conditions apply, do not fall under condition, go see the doctor. Go to see the doctor.
Hello, welcome back to Mtambo's Desk, a weekly podcast covering deep conversations on technology, philosophy, complex science, and cryptocurrency. Well, the pandemic and the GameStop saga made everyone more interested in personal investing and trading. We hear terms like Forex, but does it sound too good to be true? My name is Mtambo, and the following is a conversation with John Mwadime, a Forex trader and an expert from Voi Forex Center. In today's episode, I'll be talking to John more about Forex trading and if it is real deal to invest or a scam to avoid. And now, dear friends, here is John Mwadime. Hi, John.
Hello, Mtambo. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, let's start with the definition. Can you briefly explain what is Forex in simple terms and to those many people outside there who are interested in joining Forex trading?
All right, well, foreign exchange means Forex, all right? It comes from the word foreign exchange, whereby a lot of individuals transfer money from one country to another. It is widely known with the tourists and also the exchange of currencies from one particular country to the other in terms of business. And it's a big business. So the short form, which a lot of individuals came up with, it was named Forex. And particularly, this is whereby the major currencies are being exchanged. For example, here in East Africa, we have the Kenyan shilling, we have the Tanzanian shilling, Ugandan shilling, and then we have currencies all over the world, such as the dollar, euro, pound, and the yen, and more so. So it's a widely known market because of the currency exchange that is floating all around, basically in terms of what to call tourism and also in terms of business-wise. That is how it is majorly known on with. So if it's an individual who likes to begin with, that is basically the simple term. I'll look forward into it to start on with.
Well, so since you've been in Forex for almost 5 years plus, is Forex trading easy or difficult in your view? And what is the best way to learn Forex?
Yeah, Forex trading is a tricky game. And also here you have just described two questions. Number one, is Forex trading easy or is it difficult? I'll tell you the both sides because fundamentally, most people think that it is difficult and also they think it is easy. So it becomes easy if only you have the right source of information and education, but it becomes very difficult when you don't have the information on how to go about it. All right, it's just like you going into a blind date or a blind deal. All right, this hinders you to go on forward because you don't know what are the logic behind. And for the past 5 years, the first two, it was so difficult for me because I didn't have the right information as per se on how to trade it. But after a period of time, the 3 years has been fluent to me because it became easy once I knew how it was moving. We have a term that goes into the foreign exchange market, and those people who have been seeking advice from me, I normally tell them, success leaves a clue. And why does it leave a clue? It always leaves a clue before it happens. So to those who become successful into this business, they normally have a clue on what things are moving. They have an information, a source of information whereby you don't have. That's why you are seeing it difficult.
Wow. Well, and if I'm a new trader, where do I start? Doing the forex trading. So do I have to install some apps? Do I have to go for somebody who does it, or how do I start?
Well, if you're a new trader, you have a long journey ahead of you, and this journey you have to be dedicated because you don't have just to install softwares automatically just because they are there present for you. What you'll do is you'll need to find a source of information, a source of education, because for anything that is in the world, even the Socrates knew about it, and all these philosophers knew about it. Education is key. Education is fundamentally the key. And we normally have this thing all over from our childhood. It's say education is the key to success. Why education? Because you get to be informed on certain information, particularly based on how to pertain on certain agenda. And for this instance, in Forex trading, I will advise most of the people, even I myself, if I was to go down back in the line 5 years and say, how will you start? Where will you start? I will go with this information and tell these people who have the education, make sure they teach you, they educate you, they inform you about where the money is flowing, because this is how the money is. Money follows money, and money knows where money is hidden. It is a law of attraction where it is just like that. So I will start by seeking education before installing some things, because a lot of people like to know things. A lot of people, they just say that I can know this by my own. It's true, you can know it by your own, but it will take you longer years substantially to get the right information. You get me? And it will take you maximally a lot of losses. Okay, so to begin with wins, you have to sacrifice the time to get educated, and education is the best.
Wow. So since I've known how and where I can start, maybe as a new investor, I would like to know also what drives the price in the Forex market, so that when I make my calculation, I know how the market moves. So what drives the price in the Forex market?
All right, professionally speaking, what drives the price is liquidity, volume, the presence of money, the presence of capital, the presence of liquidity that is flowing around. So that is basically what is influencing the price around the currency market. And all these are in orders, and they pertain with going with the price in value. And we have supply and demand that will actually derive anything. I'll give you an example. Right now we're in a very, very big season of rainy. Some are in winter, some are in hot summer. And each and every angle, when you look at it, during the rainy season, there will be a lot of demand for vegetables. Why? Because there's a presence of vegetables. All right. So that drives the price of vegetables around it, and maybe the presence of fruits around, and a lot of other things. So the demand that is present drives particularly the price. So if an individual would like to know how price it is, because I just can't start from any angle and say that I will particularly want to start here and see what is really this driving price, because we are talking about numbers, and these numbers are in fraction decimals. All right, we are talking about volumes in terms of quarterly, half, 3/4, and also full price numbers. And these numbers are the ones that are fluctuation, because Kenyan currency against Tanzanian shillings, there's a difference between 20 to 21, but in between 20 and 21, there's a lot of cents. All right, so that is particularly what we look at in the foreign exchange market, and the presence of orders and liquidity and volume in it, that is the thing that drives price.
Well, I would like to know. I would like to know what if Forex trading is real and profitable, and can you make money trading Forex?
Yes, I can assure you, my friend, that this is a business. This is a big business beyond ourselves, and it's a business beyond your geo environment. It's a business that has been existing before you ever knew about it. Back in 1976, there was an agreement that was made for trade commerce globally. And this was under Bretton Woods so that they can conduct trades with the different countries professionally. And before that, there was a trade that was going on. So there was a trade starting back. When you go to history books, you'll see that during AD and BC, there was trades that was happening. And this trade was the exchange of maybe from animals to horses and from gold to silver, copper, and everything. So it's something that has been backed up with data, because we can say from 2000 going back to 1976, this industry was majorly known for wealthy individuals. Why wealthy individuals? It was securely created for wealthy individuals to participate into this what you call market. And why was it secured? Because you had to have enormous amount of capital to start, right? But within time, because evolution and internet boom came in and technology erupted, it had to be brought down, and a lot of people now are participating because trade and commerce is happening from the ground level. And foreign exchange, it's not only Forex. We start with foreign exchange. We have stocks, we have indices, we have commodities, we have options, right? The put and the calls. And it is globally traded, and professionally people, they're trading it. And if I had some of the screenshot from the backed up system, you'll see that there's a lot of data. And this data is so big, vast, enormous, and it has been one.
Okay. Okay. So is it profitable, and can you make money out of it?
Yes, you can make money. I'm an advance. I'm advent to this because I've made money myself personally. For me, I've made money from it. It took me time. There were losses, there were wins, but right now I'm seeing wins because I followed the system and I followed the strategies and I followed the right channels. It's a business that you can make money. It is a business that you can make money, big money. We are not talking about in Kenyan money, or we are not talking about in East African currency. We're talking about in currency that are enormous. These are big, such as the dollar and the pound, right? And the euro. You can make uncountable money, since if you have the information on how to trade it, the buys, because we buy when the price is cheap, right? And we sell when the price is high. And if you know the right moment to sell when the price is high, and you risk with a good calculation of risk reward, things are going to be good and better for you. But if you don't calculate anything with precision, you're going to have losses. Why are you going to have losses? Because you just follow, you don't follow the basic rules that govern this system. But if you do follow it, it's going to be easy, and you're going to be successful, and you're going to make money.
Wow. Let's move to another level. Is Forex a 24-hour market? I would like to know that. And when do the Forex markets open and close?
This is it's a 24/5 business. It starts from Monday to Friday and closes on Friday at roughly Kenyan time. It's 11:59. It closes that time. And it opens always on Monday at 00 hours, but majorly start with the Asian market. Why is it starting with the Asian market? So I'll tell you, we have three types of markets into this. We have number one is the Asian market, number two is the London market, and number three, you have the New York market. And this is the eastern side, whereby we have the eastern zone. We have the Asian markets, Japan, China, Hong Kong. We have India, we have New Zealand, we have what we call Australia. These are what we call the Asian markets, right? Number two, it goes for 8 hours during a Asian market, and the next pickup line is what we call the London session, whereby now the London session is whereby it governs what we call the mid part of the earth, whereby we have now the Europe zone, the total of all Europe continent, and a little bit of African currencies. So this takes part when the Asian is closed. Now the London open gets to be open, right? Now the last part is whereby we call it the New York market. It's one of the biggest. It is the biggest, right? Because this is where the dollar is and Canadian currency, and also where we have what we call the South African part, whereby we have Mexican pesos and we have the Spanish currencies, right? So it's a big, enormous market whereby it works for only 24/5 from Monday to Friday. And if anyone who wants to participate can, depending on your geopolitical environment. What do I mean by geo environment? I mean of your locality, where you reside. So if you know where you reside and you know which GMT line you are, where your time zone is, you can operate in whichever market. We are either Asian market, London market, or New York market. I personally participate with the London market and environment. It doesn't favor me with the Asian because this is during the midnight hours and people need to sleep. So we have what we call the London, and then we have the New York. So it's a 24/5 business, and any one individual can participate into it.
Well, so for the exchange rates, very chaotic at a time. They are affected by a lot of factors. What are those major factors that affect the Forex market?
We have two major factors. Number one, these are the micro factors, and number two, these are the macro factors. Micro and macro factors, these are things that we should be able to know them by identifying them, okay? So the micro factors, I'll give you an example. A currency such as AUD, it will only affect the AUD, affect the currency that is surrounding the AUD. Macro factors, I'll give you, the coronavirus came in, it affected everything. It didn't care which country you are. It affected everyone globally. I was seeing the horticulture in Amsterdam went from green all the way from 100% all the way to zero. The businesses were closed. A lot of flowers were destroyed, right? So this was a global pandemic. This is one example of a macro factor. And some of the things that we normally follow up, we will call them fundamentals or news. These are the things that we do follow up on because they do create tremendous effect into the market. And we normally like to see them because if you are an opportunist, we always seek opportunity towards these advent of crisis, okay? If you're a business person, if you're an economist, we normally see this is an opportunity that is coming. In Kenya, I know that there are billionaires who were made by Corona. Why? They knew this is an opportunity, right? So in the currency market, I will particularly say like this, people take advantage of opportunity. And you have to. There's no any other substitute of when the opportunity comes. You have to take it, because if it's going to be a micro opportunity, you have to be there present and take it. If it's going to be a macro opportunity, you have to be there and take it, right? We like to give this example of sharks, right? And there's this a little fish called Ramora fish. This fish normally follows. It's a parasitical type of fish that goes on around the shark each and every time, right? The shark is a hunter. If you're a prey, you hunt, all right? And the markets that are being driven, the currency market, the stock market, the one who are driving the market, these guys have data enormously. They have been trained particularly on to seeking opportunities and taking them. And if you're a guy who seeks opportunity and you are a shark, you will always find the meat and you will eat. But if you are the guy that is being hunted into the market, you do not have opportunity, all right? You do not have opportunity, you don't have any particular chance of winning, because when the sharks get to you, they will kill you. They will take everything from you. So the markets are the same similar. They have logical numbers behind it. If you go against the markets will crush you. They will take your money. There's a time that I lost $1,000 within one day, just like that. It was a very, very, very bad. I deposited it on my side. This is a true story from my side. Never shared with anyone, but I had to share it here. Right?
I'm glad.
I just deposited it because I wanted to make money. Right? There was a news coming, and I saw an opportunity that is going to be very, very wonderful. But unfortunately, the markets were the markets, all right? I didn't know how the market are participating. So I will say particularly, when you don't have information of how things are not going, you're going to be wrecked.
Wow. So based on those factors, those micro and macro factors affecting the Forex market, so how risky will you tell is Forex trading? How risky for example, for a new investor? Should he or she expects just to earn money, or it's a bit risky, and he or she must make those concrete decisions to risk his money to earn maybe money or something like that?
I'm an advocate of good faith and an advocate of truth. So I normally ask individual, what do you define yourself when you say risk? All right. You have to know, what do you mean when you say risk? What do you particularly say when you say it? Because risk is enormous. People are taking risk each and every day. Waking up is a risky business. Going out there, working, climbing that car, you don't know about it. It's a risky business, but you don't have it in your mind. You just know that this car is going to deliver me to my working station, my area where I'm going to work. All right. So you trust in the process. You know it's risky because the driver might have been drunk yesterday, or he has come with his own agendas that this is going to be the last day of me into the road, and decide to crash the car. But you go there with good faith, right? So risk is we call it a paradigm of illusion that we normally give ourselves, because I, as a trader, I used to think that a risk was there, right? But when I came to know information, because information, I'll ascertain to you that information is key, man. Information is the biggest key that an individual can give him or herself, okay? Because when you have the right information, you want to know about risks. You'll always be calculating numbers. You'll always take measures. You'll always doing what you call a management, right? You'll always look at the precise way on how to execute your moves. Because if you don't do all the measures, then risk is going to be there, all right? Because now risk is whereby you have let everything to be, all right, is whereby someone has let every information or taking the measures. So to an individual who starts Forex, I'll say go in with information. Then you cannot put risk in your agenda. But if you go on with the way you say like, okay, this guy has been talking about Forex, I know Forex is good, let me just go in. Then you're going to know what's the definition of risk there. Because at the end of the day, when you lose, and you now see that this is the real thing, that I'm losing money, that whenever I put in, I told you, this system is governed. It has been there backed up with data from history before you were born, before I was born. Some of our older grandfathers and some of our fathers who don't know about it, but other people knew about it, okay? And people have taken measures, all right? Billionaires, millionaires, hedge funds, I'll tell you about hedge funds. They have employed, okay? They have employed particularly individuals who have been trained for years, 5 years, 7 years down the line. They have been trained on how to manage money, how to take the right measures. So if you go on in there with your ideally, with your small body, your small mind, with no information on how this thing is going, then you are working against people who are protecting their money, people who are willing to kill, people who are willing to execute into the market. They're willing to put you aside for them to win. That is how trading is. So if you don't follow how the sharks are hunting, then you're never going to get meat. Right? So if you follow the sharks, then you're going to know where the meat exists. Yes.
The same as like a hyena. You have to be like a hyena. You have to follow a lion whenever it goes, so that this is the king of the jungle. So at any moment, there will be food. So you have to to follow behind. So
Exactly.
It's the same analogy. Well,
exactly.
So how legal is trade forex? Let's say in Kenya, because I'm asking this because there's some people saying maybe it's a gambling game, and if it's legal then, and it's not a gambling game, why does it get such a bad reputation also?
All right. Before I get into that, and I'll expound onto it very well, let's look at what is the government. All right. Government is governed by president, governors, secretary of defense, secretary of finance, secretary of what you call labor, and many resourceful things. So government is governed with a lot of what you call different paradigm and different what you call legislatures and legalities. And with it in, we have what we call security forces, all right? And the security forces create what we call order whenever there's chaos, or they protect us in terms of measure of what we call imbalance and when there's chaos that has been erupted, all right? So just like a government which have securities, all right? The security or defense forces or the marine defense forces and all that. The currency market, or what we call the financial market, we have what we call financial securities, right? We have Nairobi Security Exchange, right? And these have authorities. We call them financial authorities. The financial authorities, they are there presently to govern what is being traded inside the market. And whenever these guys are present, all right, they have to regulate. They have to legislature. You have to have business law that need to be followed. And we have a capital markets authority in Kenya. Every broker, internal or external, that comes into Kenya, these guys have to patently register and legalize it. Why? To control, all right? It's all about control, all right? They have to control on how the enormous data is getting in, because money is everything. We all know that money is everything. If you don't think that money is everything, then you are living in a different world. Money is the one that creates life suitable, is the one that drives the market force, is the one that drives the economy, is the one that drives and creates relation between individuals. Money is the one that pulls in different investors from different sectors. Money is the one that governs the family when we start there. So the financial markets particularly have what we call authorities, and one of them is what we call capital market authorities. They govern every broker, because the brokerage is whereby you get to go in and access the market, right? You just go to get in, access the markets, right? If you can't get a broker, you can't access the market. That is purely how it is, right? So the brokerage are there, they have been governed and they have been regulated. And for you to get within with the broker, you have to know exactly how the broker has been regulated. Number one, that's the key important. The T and C are there. Terms and conditions apply. If it's always there, we have been seeing it, right? If terms and conditions apply, do not fall under condition, go see the doc. Go to see the doctor. And the financial market authorities, these are the doctors, right? And these are the one guys who will tell you, now, I know this is where you are. All right, you took measures on your own, but didn't work. Right now, you will need us. Let us show you the right path. And these guys will help you, track you, will give you substantially good everything. From legals, we have FX Pesa in Kenya that has been governed and regulated by CMA. We have what we call Paperstone Broker from Australia, which has its quarter in Australia. It is here in Westland, Kenya. We have what we call Scope Markets. It's legally known in Kenya. So, and we have Trade. We have different what we call financial institutions that have linked in with this brokerage firm to create good, easy accessibility for you to create what we call transfer and transaction. Right now, we are living in a fast world, man. We are living in a very fast world. If I'm in US, I want to transfer money to Kenya, it won't be like I need to take 30 days so that the money might come. We have PayPal, we have M-Pesa, we have Western Union, we have what we call a banking system that takes instant moments and your money is there. So it's a fast speed lane whereby these individuals took measures, controlled it, backdated it with data, since it was what you call a market that is ruled with the laws, they had to govern it. And I'll purely say that this is a logical business and a legit one.
And so it maybe just to ask you, then why does it have a bad reputation in it?
Mainly because of single individuals, I would say. Single individuals who are mainly what we call, they praise themselves, they give themselves names, and they take money from, because you have information on how things are working. So you take money from certain individuals. Maybe you say that this thing works, it has worked for me, maybe it will work for you, but at the end, it doesn't work for that individual. He ends up losing. And I'll say it to you, losing money is bad. Losing money will create a bad reputation for your name. It will take years for you to clean your name. It will take enormous amount of data to clear your name. So particularly, it has bad reputation because of individuals, right, who have taken the measures on to saying that this is working for me, so it will work for you, come in here. Maybe they have their own personal agendas, as per se, and they think that if this agenda works for me, maybe it can work for other people, and people want to survive. And if you're a shark, I like to go with this example. If you're a shark and you see a tuna, all right, you know that this is food. All right, this is food. So there are people who prey, all right, on weak people that do not have information, and I like to most importantly on my side, whereby I've been educating individuals on how to access the market, because you need to have education, right? It's information that is going to help you. It's information, not any other thing. Information that is going to help you. If you have information about some certain product, about some certain thing, you're not going to use it. But if you don't know about it, you're going to use it. But when the repercussions come, you're going to blame it. And people who are basically living in this dying age, we need information. It's the age of information where everything is being shared to us, social media, YouTube, many other things have been exposed to this. So information is likely better to assist you into the long run. Then you can see that this business is not a bad one. Right? There's a time I used to see it as a bad one because I didn't add information. I lost money. I say, no, man, this is bad. This is bad for me. But I say, wait a minute. Why am I saying this? Right? I pulled myself back and I say, wait a minute. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying is it because I'm saying it because of other or because I've lost the money? And then I started following up with the right steps. Right? I took measures. I said, you know what? Let me break everything down. I start from ground zero, build myself up, build myself with the information, the one that I will outsource myself, pay for it. I know that this is legal because there are a lot of given people who are regulated and they follow what you call principles. If you follow them, you're going to be successful. But you have to have patience of growth because education takes a number of time before it gets to sink in. And if you are very patient, all right, I like this principle from a guy called Jesse Livermore. And when I was starting during those 3 years age down the line, this was the information that helped me. All right, he said that a lot of traders make money from sitting. What does it mean that? He said that a lot of money is made by when you are patient and looking for one product and study it, maneuver it, know how it is moving, how it is working. And when I started from those steps backward, I started seeing that this business, I said it was scam, it isn't, because I didn't follow the right step.
Well, if I'm a new investor, so how do I spot a scam, and what should I do to avoid the possibility of falling victim to scammers?
Spotting a scam, it can be easy if you know all the security measures, but it can be hard for you if you don't know the security measures. There are several people who have proclaimed themselves to know things and how they work. And scammers are there. We can't say that there are no scammers. Scammers, these are people that have been only to create what we call lies, and so that you can pay them. They take your money and they leave. And for us to know a scammer, like I told you, you have to have information. And you need to have what we call logical facts. Because I'll tell you this, I learned this from the market. The market normally moves from one particular point to another. During the open in London to the close in Asia, all right? During the open in Asia to the close in New York, they move from point to point. If the economy is bad and they say that today we are going red, this is going to be a sell. It's going to be a sell. So it is going to be a sell. Maybe they want to do from 300 0 to negative 20. They'll just go from there, right? And that's a big difference. 0 to negative 20. It's a big difference, right? So for you to particularly spot these individuals, you need to have information on how things are working. Okay, you have to know what is he saying, what is he offering, and why is he saying like this. Okay, and what are the measures that regulate that individual? So I'll tell you that we have guys who have tremendous, all right, tremendous amount of clean data. I myself have one, my track record. I have also students that have been educating that have seen that these things are working. Okay, because I show people information on how it is working. But if you relent or rely yourself onto the illusion you want to make money, then you're going to fall for the scam. All right, it's so simple. They sell you the lifestyle. Okay, so if you are a guy who wants the lifestyle, you all have to pay, but then you get into the trap. But if you're a guy who knows numbers, check information, because however I operate with an individual, however I look with an individual, I have to, particularly myself, I have to do the numbers, check the numbers. I have to calculate, see myself where I am. Am I able to work with this? Can I relent, or can I do like this? So if you have the logic with you, it becomes so impossible for someone to permeate you or for someone to scam you. But if you don't have the information, I'm sorry that you're going to fall for this scam.
Well, Forex seems very complex, especially when you listen to the Forex mentors who make a lousy living out of their phony advices and never on the Forex itself. Any good strategies on Forex trading you can advise or you can tell to the new say investors?
I'll say Forex isn't hard. Number one, I'll just say it. Forex isn't hard. Why? Forex is driven with the numbers, and just like coaching a kid, right? The kid doesn't know if this thing is going to be hard or doesn't judge. The kid does it, all right? If it's running from one particular point to the other, the kid will run. Don't say that this is hard. They take the steps, right? And there are a lot of individuals that have been trained particularly to learn this, and they work with that. Like I've told you, this is a business that works for the wealthy individual. And before 2000, going back, it was backdated with the people who employed individuals from big universities, quants from big universities, software developers, tech engineers from big university to crunch the numbers, and they worked for them, okay? And this is a business whereby it cuts across any business, because this is where money and wealth is created. You just see an opportunity, you invest in it, and wealth is created. Just like the Bitcoins, which is currently ongoing, and what we call the stocks. You see an opportunity, you take it. That is how it is. You are trained specifically to see opportunities. There's a lot of information, numbers here and there, but it's not that difficult. And for the individuals that think it is phony, I don't know why they think it's phony. Only because they do not want to put themselves in a position whereby they want to learn, right? If you are a guy who is open to learning, you will learn. But if you are an individual who isn't open to learning, then you're going to see things that are difficult for you as person.
That's John Mwadime. Thank you very much for your time at Mtambo's Desk podcast. It was a really good time to have you in Mtambo's Desk podcast, and I'm really honored to have you. As we also wind up this episode, John Mwadime has been in Forex trading for 5 years, and also he has also come up with materials on how to do good training for new investors, and also for advanced guys who are in Forex trading. So, Johnny, how can people reach you, and so that they can get the materials, or they can also get some mentorship, one-on-one mentorship from you?
You can reach us with the email, Voi Forex Center @gmail.com. That is where you can particularly find us. We provide one-on-one sessions with different type of clientele all over the world. And we do educate, inform people about this business professional-wise, because that's the only way you can go on head with it and come out better in success. So Voi Forex Center @gmail.com. This is whereby you'll find us and get more of the information.
Well, I'll leave the contact details from John Mwadime down below on the description box. But that brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed listening to Mtambo's Desk podcast, please subscribe, give this episode a thumbs up, and be sure to come back next week for another episode. Until then, this is Duke Mtambo, and don't forget to do good always.